After nearly a decade of hype, there are some indications that the electric vehicle revolution is finally upon us. So without further ado, Autobots, roll out. But in the first half of 2021, there were 19 EVs for sale in the United States, along with more hybrids and plug-in hybrids. Almost every idea on the showroom floor, or more recently an overproduced live stream, has an electric angle. Several EVs are expected to be released by automakers over the next decade. Governors have promised to prohibit the sale of gasoline-powered vehicles too, and thanks to the advancements in charging infrastructure and battery technology, the vision of an electrified future is clearer than ever. Anyhoozles, there is one problem. In order for EVs to change the world, people gotta start driving them. To keep track of how we're doing on that front, we've compiled a list of the top 10 EVs on the market for 2021. Well, so far. Not all automakers provide sales data for their EVs, particularly when the electric models share the same nameplate as gas or hybrid models. It's possible that if we knew the numbers, or one or more of the vehicles in that category, which includes the BMW i3, the Kia Soul Electric, and the Polestar 2, would appear on this list. But our guess is that if the numbers were more significant, we would hear about them. Number 10. The Tesla Model S, 5,400 units sold. The Model S has dropped several places on this list since the first quarter of the year, and the S had only 2,700 takers this quarter. The Model S was the first mainstream ambassador for Tesla's groundbreaking electric vehicle and automated driving technologies. But interest in the Model S waned as buyers awaited the S's first major redesign. And it may have waned even further when CEO Elon Musk announced that the longest-range Model S would have 412 miles of range per charge, down from the 520 miles previously promised. Mixed to poor reviews of the S's yoke, rather than round, steering wheel may also contribute to the car's poor sales. Number 9. Porsche Taycan, 7,228 units sold. Porsche produces some of our favorite cars, so we wouldn't be surprised to learn that it also makes some pretty excellent EVs too. Electric vehicles, sorry. We were, however, pleased. We're also pleased that others appear to be excited about the Porsche's first electric car. The Taycan Turbo S can reach 60 miles per hour in 2.4 seconds, and all Taycans have 800-volt charging infrastructure, which should allow them to absorb electrons faster than any other electric car on the road, though charging speeds will still be dependent on the availability of charging stations with architecture as robust as the Taycans. Be prepared before you go window shopping for a Taycan. The upper trim levels are close to $200,000. Number 8. Hyundai Kona Electric, 7,656 units sold. In the first half, the Kona Electric had more than 4 times the number of customers as its stablemate, the Ioniq. The Kona has a larger battery pack than the Ioniq, with an estimated range of 258 miles versus 170 miles for the Ioniq. It's also based on the popular Kona crossover, which makes it even more appealing to the growing segment of buying public that's looking for utility vehicles. Although the driver sits higher in the Kona than they do in the Ioniq, and the hatchback has more cargo space than the crossover, with 23 cubic feet compared to the Kona's 19 cubic feet. Number 7. Audi Tron and e-tron Sportback, 7,793 units sold. In the first 3 quarters of the year, Audi's e-tron electric crossover and its flashy twin, the e-tron Sportback, sold almost 8,000 units. The e-tron encapsulates Audi luxury in an electric package, complete with a 2-motor all-wheel drive system producing 355 horsepower, and in short bursts up to 402 horsepower. The e-tron can travel approximately 222 miles on a single charge, while the e-tron Sportback can travel 218 miles. Although the price is high, unlike many EV interiors that are covered in a cheap plastic, the e-interior can include leather and real wood. Number 6. Nissan Leaf, 10,074 units sold. On paper, the Nissan Leaf is not one of the most appealing electric vehicles on the market. It's priced very similarly to the Chevrolet Bolt, but it only's got an estimated range of 149 miles with the standard battery pack, whereas the Bolt has an estimated average of 259 miles, which is a large difference in case you couldn't do math. Like me, I'm great at math. Anyways, the Leaf isn't as appealing as some of the other EVs on this list. It has an intentionally odd interior layout. However, the Leaf has become something of an institution for the world of electric vehicles. It was one of only a few electric vehicles on the market when it was first debuted in the United States as a 2011 model. It has progressed quite a bit since then, as one would expect, but its competitors have done so quite a bit faster. Number 5. Volkswagen ID.4. 12,279 units sold. The ID.4 isn't Volkswagen's first EV for the US market. Remember the e-Golf? But it appears to be making more of an impact than its predecessors. The ID.4 has been on the market for a few days when the first quarter sales were tallied, and it slipped into 11th place on our bestsellers list. With a few more months under its belt, the VW's electric crossover has surpassed several other established entrants on this list, selling over 6,000 units in the third quarter alone. Coming in late, but they caught up quick. Volkswagen claims that the ID.4, which has rear-wheel drive and 201 horsepower in its launch edition, will have a range of up to 260 miles. Eventually, the crossover will be available with all-wheel drive and 302 horsepower. Number 4. Ford Mustang Mach-E. 18,855 units sold. The Mach-E is not Ford's first electric vehicle, but it is the first Ford electric vehicle to elicit a passionate following or to appear on any list of bestsellers. The Mach-E comes with a variety of configurations, including rear or all-wheel drive, and a range of up to 305 miles. The Mach-E is styled after the Mustang, and it drives like it was designed by people who care. A more sporty version of the Mach-E GT is on the way, though. Although don't jump on any wagons yet, because a more sporty version of the Mach-E GT is on the way. According to Ford, the GT will have 480 horsepower and will reach 60 miles per hour in 3.8 seconds. In 2021, we named Mach-E our EV of the year. The Chevrolet Bolt has been completely redesigned, and the Bolt EUV, a crossover, has recently joined the family in its stead. Customers appear to be very enthusiastic about these changes. Bolt sales are up 76% in the first 9 months of this year compared to the same period last year, although that period included the pandemic's worst sales months. The Bolt has 200 horsepower and a range of 259 miles. Optional DC fast charging allows the Bolt to gain 100 miles of range every 30 minutes at level 3 charging stations. Number 2, Tesla Model 3. 94,900 units sold. A hoodoggy. The Model 3 has been on the market for nearly 4 years, but it continues to stand out for its combination of class-leading range and a low price. Customers have flocked to the Model 3 because of its minimalist design and massive touchscreen control center, which set trends for the rest of the EV market as a whole. However, the Model 3's massive popularity has dwindled in the last year. Tesla's 51,510 sales in the first half of 2021 represented a 12% drop in the same period of the previous year. What's to blame for the sudden shift in interest? Well, keep an eye to find out, or just listen to me tell you all this stuff. Let me give you your opinions. I'm just kidding. And announcing number 1, the Tesla Model Y, with 132,000 units sold. Yeah, Tesla's kind of rounding out a lot of spaces on this list. When the Tesla Model Y went on sale last summer, it quickly outsold all of Tesla's other offerings. In fact, more Model Ys were purchased in the first half of the year than all other non-Tesla EVs combined, which of course excludes EVs sold by companies that don't provide public sales data on their EVs like Kia and Polestar. And the Y was on the verge of unseating the Honda Pilot as the market's 25th best-selling vehicle overall. The Model Y is a bloated Model 3 that drives and looks like a Model 3. It can be equipped with a 2-seat third row, but be aware that these seats are pretty cramped and that cargo space is going to be sacrificed. You're going to have zero trunk space. The good news is that the Model Y long range has an estimated range of 326 miles, and the entry-level model has an estimated range of 244 miles.